You know that with your help, we raised more than $20,000 last school year, equating to over 3,400 books for 500 students for not just one school, but 2 Title I schools last year, as you just mentioned, as part of our If You Give a Child a Book campaign. Now, if you're wanting to make a difference, this is a great way to do so.
And we're going to explain why. It really is. All the money donated to the If You Give a Child a Book campaign will stay local. That means your dollars will buy books for children in need right here in Richmond. So during the news at 4, we shared that 212 students here at Fairfield Court Elementary School were surprised with 2 book fairs, taking home a total of 11 books each.
And because of your generous donations, we were able to add a second school.
Set.
That was awesome. We were both there for that wonderful surprise for those students. More than 280 students at J.B. Fisher Elementary School were able to select 4 books of their choice to take home in March because of their surprise book fair.
Principal Dwayne Samuels cut the ribbon to the library, opening the way for all those eager children to make their selections. Because of the generosity of our viewers, our colleagues at CBS 6 and the Scripps Howard Fund, which together, as Janine just said, raised more than $20,000 last year. And Principal Samuel said it really was a dream come true.
When we first received word that the Scripps Howard Fund we were selected to be a part of that, immediately ran to our librarian, shared the excitement. That's why we wanted to kind of make it a surprise for the children, because this is something they have not had the opportunity to experience in several years. So just the resource alone of being able to come in and choose your own book, wonderful.
And of course, we're hoping to do it again. The smiles on their faces last year, absolutely amazing. And of course, that's with your support. The other day, I caught up with librarian Molly Boehm, who said the book fair was a wonderful way to reward all the students at J.B. Fisher. This is so awesome. We have more than 200 thank you notes from students from last year for all of the books that they were able to pick out. And a lot of this obviously was because of viewer donations. But it's super interesting because this thank you note says, I read all of the books. Y'all are so rich. Hope you have a good day. This one talks about, I read all of the books. How did you get all of that money? But it's because of our viewers and their donations that made this possible. So what type of excitement did this drum up into school?
They were so excited, the fact that they got to get 4 books, because, sometimes they get 1 book here or there, but they got to get 4, which was huge to them. And the fact they got to pick the 4 out of hundreds of books, that's what got them so excited. And also they were the trendiest books. When we have free books here, sometimes they're a little outdated or not the most popular, but the fact they got to get Dog Man and all the newest titles blew their minds.
Yeah, and last year when we came here for the book fair, there was obviously excitement amongst the students, but also the faculty. You all were excited about this too.
Yes, so we hadn't had a book fair since before COVID, and we've never had a book fair where we got to have free books for the children. So sometimes some kids would get a lot of books from the book fair, and some kids would miss out, or we at least tried to have them, take 1 book home. But everybody was equal in this book fair, and that excites teachers just as much as the kids.
Yeah, and it was so much fun actually working with some of the students to help them pick out the books, because there were just so many options for them. And that's the tangible part, right? They take home 4 books. But what are some of the intangible benefits as well?
So what I really noticed is that it was really inclusive. So everybody got to get 4 books. Your behavior didn't matter, your scores didn't matter. Everybody got to go and have the same opportunity to pick 4 books. And I think that impact was huge for the students to see that, reading and literacy matters for all of them.
Yeah, and everyone is special.
Yeah.
Everyone is special. And when we talk about literacy, obviously they can come in, there's so many books in this amazing library, but how important is it to actually build a home library for these kids?
Well, like I mentioned, the free books that we have, we always send home free books, but they're not always the ones that they want their hands on. They're not bad books, but they're just not the newest. So when they check out a book, you know, it's trendy and popular, but they don't always have those at home. And now having those at home, it promotes them to read more at home and get excited and want to, you know, I think that's the first step to becoming readers, is finding the books they like.
Right, because then they read them and they become more confident, and they come in here and they feel more confident reading out loud in front of the other students.
Right, right. And they say, you know, if you don't like reading, you just haven't found the book that you like yet. Yeah. And this gives them the chance to find that. So.
All right, awesome. Well, we're excited to be back this year. So fingers crossed that we get enough donations, obviously, from our wonderful CBS 6 viewers. And thank you so much for participating.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Indeed, fingers crossed. And you can see behind Bill and I all of these thank you notes from the students at J.B. Fisher. Even this basket here full of thank you notes. We wanted to read one, so here's one. Dear WTVR, Howard Scripps Fund, the 4 books I got to pick out were so relatable. They made me feel like I was that special person. It was great. I read them all twice. Love, Leland.
And Zion has one. We've got, if you want to pick me up, just go through some of these thank yous. It really, these kids are so special. Dear WTVR Scripps, thank you for the 4 books and letting me get an interview. And my friend Sophia says she likes her books so much. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Zion. It was our pleasure.
And you know what, like Miss B mentioned, when kids get to choose their own books, they read. Across demographics, 89% of kids agree their favorite books are the ones that they have picked out themselves. So we want to give more kids the opportunity to pick out their own books this school year. Now, you can be a part of that change now by scanning that QR code that you see on your screen. Remember, 100% of your donations will be matched by the Scripps Howard Fund today only, meaning double impact for each dollar that you donate.
All right, let's go ahead now. We're going to check our donation tally. I'm starting to hear a roar in the background. It's made up of generous donations from our viewers, employees at our own station, what they donated, and the Scripps Howard match of those donations, along with renewal by Anderson's generous contribution. Our total right now,
drum roll,
$19,572.98. That means more than 3,262 books. How about that? More than 3,000 already. And we're just getting started. Coming up at 5:30, we will share an exciting check presentation from our local partner that'll help put books in the hands of deserving children.